You see the setup. It's perfect. Everything lines up exactly like you planned. The level is there. The confirmation is there. Your analysis says buy. Your strategy says buy. Every indicator you trust says buy. Your finger hovers over the button. And then nothing happens. You don't click. You just sit there, frozen, watching. The price starts moving. It's going without you. You tell yourself you'll enter on a pullback. The pullback never comes. The trade runs exactly where you predicted. $200, $500, $1,000 of profit you calculated but never captured, and you just watched it happen. You knew what to do. You were ready, but something inside you locked up and wouldn't let you act. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is one of the most common problems in trading, and one of the least talked about. Everyone teaches entries and exits. Nobody teaches you what to do when your own body refuses to execute. Today, we're going to fix that. I'm going to show you exactly why you freeze, what's happening in your brain in that moment, and how to break through the paralysis and start taking the trades you know you should take. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, you'll learn why freezing before a trade is not a character flaw, but a biological response hardwired into your brain over millions of years. The 4 specific fears that cause trading paralysis, and how to identify which one is stopping you, why this problem gets worse the longer you trade, not better, and how to reverse the cycle. The simple position sizing trick that makes fear almost impossible to feel. How to rewire your brain to judge success by process instead of profit. And the mechanical solution that removes hesitation from the equation entirely by taking the decision out of your hands. By the end of this video, you'll understand that your hesitation isn't weakness. It's your brain trying to protect you, using ancient software that doesn't work in modern markets. The traders who break through this aren't braver than you. They just understand the mechanism and have built systems to override it. You can build those systems too. Let's start by understanding what's actually happening in your brain when you freeze. Let me be clear about something. When you freeze before entering a trade, you're not being a coward. You're not weak. You don't lack discipline. What you're experiencing is a biological response that kept your ancestors alive for hundreds of thousands of years. Your brain has a part called the amygdala. It's ancient. It evolved long before humans could think logically, or do math, or analyze charts. Its job is simple. Detect threats, avoid danger, keep you alive. When your ancestors saw a lion, the amygdala triggered an instant response. Fight, flight, or freeze. No time to think, no analysis. Just react. The ones who hesitated to analyze the lion got eaten. The ones whose amygdala took over and froze, ran, or fought survived to pass on their genes. You have those genes. That same amygdala is still in your head, still scanning for threats, still ready to hijack your body at a moment's notice. And here's the problem. Your amygdala can't tell the difference between a lion and a losing trade. To your ancient brain, potential loss is potential death. Money equals resources. Resources equal survival. Losing money, even $50, triggers the same threat response as physical danger. So when you're about to enter a trade, your amygdala sees risk. It sees potential loss. It sees threat. And it does exactly what it evolved to do. It freezes you. It stops you from taking the action that might hurt you. Your logical brain knows the trade is good, but your amygdala doesn't care about logic. It cares about survival. And in that moment, survival wins. The first fear that freezes you is the most obvious one. The fear of losing money. This sounds simple, but it goes deeper than you think. Your brain has something called loss aversion. Psychologists have studied this for decades. What they found is that losing money hurts roughly twice as much as gaining the same amount feels good. Lose $100, and the pain is twice as intense as the pleasure of winning $100. This is not a mindset problem. This is how human brains are wired. We feel losses more deeply than gains. And this creates a problem when you're about to enter a trade. Your logical brain calculates the risk-reward. Risk 100 to make 300. Good trade, take it. But your emotional brain does different math. It says you might lose $100. That loss will hurt. That loss will feel terrible. And there's a way to avoid that pain completely. Just don't enter. If you don't trade, you can't lose. Your brain offers you a deal. Certainty of no pain right now versus a possibility of pain in the next few minutes. And your brain loves certainty. It hates uncertainty. So it chooses the certain option. Don't click, stay safe. Avoid the potential loss. The cruelest part is what happens next. You watch the trade work. You see the profit you missed. Now you feel pain anyway. The pain of missed opportunity. But in the moment of decision, your brain couldn't see that future pain. It could only see the immediate threat, the possible loss, and it protected you from that threat by freezing you. Your brain thinks it's helping. It's not. The second fear is sneakier. It's not about money. It's about your ego, the fear of being wrong. Think about what happens when you enter a trade and it loses. Yes, you lose money, but something else happens too. You were wrong. Your analysis was wrong. Your prediction was wrong. You, as a trader, made a mistake. For many people, this is worse than the money. Being wrong feels like a personal attack. It threatens your identity. You think of yourself as smart, as capable as someone who understands the markets. A losing trade challenges all of that. It says maybe you're not as smart as you think. Maybe you don't understand anything. Maybe you're a fraud. This is why traders hold losing positions way too long. Closing the trade means admitting you were wrong. As long as the trade is open, you're not wrong yet. There's still hope. You're just in a drawdown. But the same ego that makes you hold losers also stops you from entering new trades. Because if you don't enter, you can't be wrong. You can watch from the sidelines and say, I knew that would happen. You can be right without risking being wrong. Your ego stays protected. Your identity stays safe. I've seen traders who would rather miss 100 winning trades than be wrong on one losing trade. They don't even realize they're doing it. They think they're being patient, waiting for the perfect setup. But really, they're protecting their ego from the possibility of being wrong. The perfect setup never comes because no setup is perfect. There's always a reason not to enter, and your ego will find that reason every single time if you let it. The third fear is the perfectionist's trap, the fear of missing a better entry. You see the setup, it's good, but maybe it could be better. Maybe if you wait 5 more minutes, price will pull back a little. You'll get a tighter entry, a better risk-reward. So you wait. Price doesn't pull back. It starts moving. Now you think, okay, I missed the perfect entry, but maybe there's still a chance. It pulls back a tiny bit. But is this the real pullback or will it go lower? You wait to see. It doesn't go lower. It rockets up without you. You were so focused on getting the perfect entry that you got no entry at all. This is perfectionism disguised as discipline. You tell yourself you're being patient. You're waiting for confirmation. You're managing risk. But really, you're using the pursuit of perfection as an excuse not to act. Because here's the thing. A perfect entry doesn't exist. Every entry has flaws. Every setup has reasons it might fail. If you wait for an entry with no risk and no doubt, you'll wait forever. The market doesn't offer certainty. It only offers probability. But your brain craves certainty. It wants to know this trade will work before you enter. So it keeps finding small problems with every entry. Not quite enough volume. The candle isn't perfect. Maybe wait for one more confirmation. The search for the perfect entry is actually the fear of imperfect outcomes in disguise. You're not trying to optimize your entry. You're trying to eliminate the possibility of loss. And since that's impossible, you end up taking nothing. The traders who make money have accepted imperfection. They take the good enough entry because they know good enough. Multiplied by hundreds of trades equals profit. Perfect multiplied by 0 trades equals nothing. The fourth fear runs the deepest. It's the trauma from past losses. Maybe you don't even remember the specific trades anymore, but your brain remembers. That time you were confident, entered big, and got destroyed. That time you finally pulled the trigger after weeks of hesitation, and it instantly reversed. That time you lost a month of profits in one day. Your conscious mind might have moved on. Your subconscious has not. It recorded those experiences as threats. It filed them away as evidence that entering trades causes pain. And now, every time you're about to enter a new trade, your subconscious pulls up those files. It says, "Remember last time? Remember how that felt? Remember the anger, the shame, the sick feeling in your stomach. Do you really want to risk feeling that again?" This is classical conditioning. Pavlov's dogs learn to associate a bell with food. Your brain learned to associate the buy button with pain. It doesn't matter that this trade is different. It doesn't matter that you've improved. It doesn't matter that your analysis is better now. Your brain sees trade entry, and it feels the ghost of every past loss. The more traumatic losses you've experienced, the stronger this response becomes. Traders who blew up accounts have it worst. Their brain recorded a catastrophic event. Now it treats every trade like it might lead to another catastrophe. This is why some traders get worse over time, not better. Each painful loss adds another layer of conditioning. Each loss makes the next entry harder. The hesitation isn't random. It's accumulated scar tissue from every trade that hurt you. Your brain is trying to protect you from more scars. It doesn't understand that avoiding trades creates its own kind of damage. Here's the cruel irony. The more you freeze, the worse it gets. Every time you hesitate and don't take a trade, you're training your brain. You're reinforcing the pattern. Think about what happens when you freeze. You feel anxiety before the entry. You don't enter. The anxiety goes away. Your brain notices this. It learns that not entering removes the bad feeling. Next time, same thing happens. Anxiety, hesitation, no entry, relief. The pattern gets stronger. Your brain gets better at freezing you because freezing works. It successfully removes the uncomfortable feeling. This is how avoidance becomes a habit. Then something worse happens. You watch the trade work, you see the profit you missed. Now you feel frustrated, angry at yourself. You promise next time you'll take it. Next setup comes. But now there's an extra layer. Your brain remembers that last time you didn't enter, you felt terrible about missing it. But it also remembers that entering might cause a loss. You're trapped between two pains, the pain of missing out and the pain of potential loss. This conflict creates even more anxiety, even more freezing. Some traders get stuck in this loop for years. They can't enter because they're afraid of losing. They can't not enter because they're afraid of missing. So they do nothing, paralyzed between two fears, watching the markets move without them. Each day the pattern reinforces itself. Each missed trade makes the next entry harder. The hesitation compounds like bad interest. What started as occasional nervousness becomes complete paralysis. This is why you can't just wait for the fear to go away. It won't. Avoidance makes fear stronger, not weaker. The only way out is through. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do that. Let me show you what actually works. The first solution is counterintuitive. Most traders try to overcome fear by forcing themselves to take big trades. They think courage means pushing through the discomfort. This is exactly wrong. You can't fight biology with willpower. Your amygdala will win every time. Instead, you need to make the fear irrelevant. And the simplest way to do that is to make the stakes irrelevant. Reduce your position size until losing feels like nothing. I'm serious. Trade so small that if you lose, you feel absolutely nothing. If you're trading one lot and freezing, trade a micro lot. If that's still scary, trade a nano lot. Trade $1 per pip. Trade 10 cents per pip. I don't care how small it seems. Find the size where you can click the button without hesitation. This isn't about making money. This is about rewiring your brain. Every time you enter a trade without fear, you're creating new neural pathways. You're teaching your brain that clicking buy doesn't lead to pain. You're breaking the old association, one tiny trade at a time. Here's what happens. You take small trades with no fear. They win some, lose some. But the losses don't hurt. Your brain stops associating entry with pain. You start entering more easily. After weeks of this, you increase size slightly. Still manageable. Still no fear. You keep trading. More wins, more losses. Still no emotional damage. Slowly, over months, you build up to normal size. But now you have hundreds of pain-free entries behind you. Your brain has new evidence. Entry doesn't equal pain. Entry is just entry. This is how you reprogram fear, not by fighting it, but by making it unnecessary. The traders who freeze on $100 risks need to trade $10 risks until entering feels like breathing. There's no shortcut. There's no hack. Just small trades, repeated until your brain learns a new pattern. The second solution attacks the problem from a different angle. You need to change how you measure success. Right now, you judge yourself by outcomes. Did the trade win or lose? Did you make money or lose money? This is natural, but it's destroying you. Because when success equals profit, every entry becomes a referendum on your worth. Every trade is a test you might fail. No wonder you freeze. The pressure is unbearable. Here's the shift that changes everything. Start judging yourself only on process, not on outcome. Did you follow your rules? Did you take the setup that matched your criteria? Did you execute the plan? If yes, you succeeded, even if the trade lost. If no, you failed, even if the trade won. This sounds simple, but it fundamentally rewires your relationship with trading. A losing trade that followed your rules is a good trade. You did your job. You executed. The market didn't cooperate this time, but that's not your fault. Losses happen. Your job is execution, not prediction. A winning trade that broke your rules is a bad trade. You got lucky. You gambled and won. That's not skill. That's not repeatable. It's actually dangerous because it reinforces bad behavior. When you adopt this mindset, entering becomes easier. You're not asking yourself, will this trade win? You're asking, does this trade fit my rules? One question is impossible to answer. The other is binary. Yes or no. If yes, you enter. If no, you don't. No prediction needed. No fortune-telling required. Create a checklist. Write down your exact entry criteria. Before every trade, go through the list. If every box is checked, entering is not a choice. It's your job. You're just following the process. You're just doing what you said you would do. The outcome is irrelevant. The process is everything. The third solution removes you from the equation entirely. If your brain freezes when it's time to click, stop clicking. Let the computer do it. I'm talking about limit orders, preset entries, and automation. Here's how it works. You do your analysis when the market is closed or when price is nowhere near your level. No pressure, no anxiety, just calm analysis. You identify your setup. You know exactly where you want to enter, where your stop goes, and where your target is. Now, instead of waiting for price to get there and trying to click in the moment, you place your limit order in advance. Entry at this price, stop at this price, target at this price. Done. Now walk away. When price reaches your level, the trade executes automatically. You don't have to click anything. You don't have to decide anything. The decision was made hours ago when you were calm and rational. Your amygdala never gets a chance to intervene. There's no moment of hesitation because there's no moment of action. The action happens without you. This is how professional traders operate. They don't sit there clicking buttons in real time, fighting their emotions on every entry. They plan trades in advance, set orders, and let the system execute. Some traders take this even further. They build automated strategies that enter and exit without any human involvement. The human does the strategy development, the testing, the optimization. The computer does the execution. No fear, no hesitation, no freezing. You might think this is cheating or avoiding the real problem. It's not. It's engineering a solution. If your biology makes real-time execution difficult, don't fight your biology. Design around it. Use limit orders. Use alerts that trigger automatic entries. Use whatever tools remove the emotional moment from trading. The goal is profitability, not proving you can overcome fear through willpower. Let's bring this all together. When you freeze before entering a trade, it's not a character flaw. It's not weakness. It's not something wrong with you. It's your brain doing exactly what it evolved to do, protecting you from perceived danger. The problem is that your brain can't tell the difference between a lion and a limit order. It treats potential loss like potential death, and it freezes you to keep you safe from a threat that isn't really a threat. Now you understand the 4 fears that cause this paralysis. The fear of losing money, which triggers your loss aversion. The fear of being wrong, which threatens your ego and identity. The fear of imperfect entries, which disguises itself as patience, and the trauma from past losses, which conditions your brain to avoid the pain of trading. You also understand why this gets worse over time. Every avoided trade reinforces the avoidance pattern. Every freeze makes the next freeze more likely. The only way out is to break the cycle. And now you have 3 tools to do it. First, shrink your position size until fear becomes impossible. Trade so small that losing means nothing. Build hundreds of pain-free entries. Rewire your brain with new evidence. Second, shift your focus from outcomes to process. Judge yourself on execution, not on profits. Follow your checklist. Make entry a mechanical decision, not an emotional one. Third, remove yourself from the execution entirely. Use limit orders. Preset your entries. Let the computer click the button so your amygdala never gets a chance to freeze you. The traders who make it aren't the ones who feel no fear. They're the ones who built systems to make fear irrelevant. You can build those systems too. Start today, start small, start now. If this video helped you, hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which fear resonates most with you. I read every comment, and I'll see you in the next one.